Great. You're visible. You're showing up. You're on video. Maybe people actually even know what you're known for. Maybe you have people in your DMs. Maybe you've even went viral. So what are you going to do with all of that? What does that mean? What does that look like for you? Because honestly, if visibility is the vehicle, the thing that's going to blow everything up are what do you have to offer your audience? Meaning, how can they take it to the next level with you? They're seeing you on video. They're seeing you show up on social media. Maybe they're seeing you on stages. Maybe they're hearing you on your podcast because you're doing all the things and you're so consistent, right? But how do we take it to the next level? We start talking about revenue streams. We start talking about the ways that you can invite people to the thing that you have available for them to offer. And we can be very one-sided in this, or we can have multiple revenue streams that people can come into your world in, different price points that people can come into your world in, so that it makes sense to them. This works for B2B businesses. This works for B2C. It doesn't really matter. The point is you are visible. So what happens after that? What does that look like after that? We get to make sure that we are providing our audience with the things that they are desiring, what they are looking for. And the thing is that you don't need to monetize everything. But if you are putting yourself out there consistently, you're on YouTube consistently, you're putting out a consistent podcast, you're putting out consistent emails, right? You're showing up on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever, take your pick, right? Consistently. If we're not making sales, if we're not making money, then there is a disconnect. And because there are so many ways and so many avenues to create revenue streams, this is what I want to talk to you about today, because we do not do expensive hobbies around here. We actually grow a company. And yes, you may be the face and you may be the brand of this company, but let's talk about the ways that you can maximize you showing up to grow the business brand that you have. So, can someone binge my content and know exactly how to pay me? That is the number one question you should be asking yourself. If they absolutely fall in love with a video, they fall in love with a reel, they fall in love with a post, do they know what to do next? Do you give them direction on what to do next? Is that in your link in bio, what to do next? Because most people aren't going to take the time to find out. They get to be led. And if they're not led, they're going to move on. So if they don't know about your offers, if they're the biggest secret, what are they going to do with that? So let's talk about what are some revenue stream examples that we can have. Now, I'm going to assume that I am talking to a lot of service providers or coaches who are looking to go from one-to-one to one-to-many to be able to maximize their revenue stream, because that's who I am. That's who I serve mostly. So meaning a service provider, if you're in social media, if you are in any type of digital marketing, if you do SEO, anything like that, you are going to be able to serve and support your audience at a different level. And we take them from one-to-one to one-to-many. The same thing in coaching, right? If you are a fitness coach, a health coach, I know those are pretty similar, a life coach, a business coach, you can help people one-on-one, but you can maximize that when you go one-to-many. So obviously the easiest revenue stream to talk about right out of the bat is one-to-many programming, meaning you create something one time or you present something to a group of people versus one person at a time. And that is going to serve and support you so many ways, because it's scaling the wisdom that you have. And that's what we want, right? We want to scale what you have. You have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, you've helped tons of people already. So let's just shift that from one-to-one to one-to-many. The other way that this can look is books. It is so easy. It has never been easier to be an author. Yes, do you still get to sit down and write the book? I mean, there's also like ghostwriters that can help you, but really sitting down and putting your knowledge on paper, typing it out. Anyone can submit a book to Amazon KDP, to Barnes and Noble. I forget what theirs is called, right? You can literally bootstrap it and do it all yourself. You can find somebody who has more knowledge than you to help you do that. But it is a very simple step and simple process. The hardest thing is probably actually writing the book. But if you've taught a course, if you've taught a program, if you have expertise, you can write a book. If you have a story that goes with that expertise, even better, you can write a book. You can also write, I can show you, you can also do something a little more simple, like a planner. So this is one that I sell, and it has my 5 things that I recommend that you do every single day, and really how to maximize your personal growth along with your business growth. And so this is the Visible CEO Planner and Guide. Again, something I created one time, I can sell multiple times. And the other one that I did, it's similar because it's also a journal. It has writing opportunities in it, like a workbook, but it also has a lot of teaching, and both of them come with like videos. Like you can scan and go find out the videos where I teach a little bit more. Again, super simple. We create it one time. We put it out there. It's searchable. It's findable on Amazon. Again, whether it's a planner, whether it's a swipe files or an actual book, everybody can do that, right? Yes, you can. Everyone can do that. Okay. The next thing is you can do affiliate marketing. So whether you are doing affiliate marketing in the way that you're selling other people's programming or other people's events or things like that, which is very easy to do, right? Basically, you have a market that would purchase somebody else's, and you can get a certain percentage of basically what they call commission from it, right? The other thing that you're missing out on in your revenue is I have been recently using Riverside. And so I love the quality. I love the video quality. I love the sound quality. I mean, I have this whole setup. I have the Shure mic, and I have the mirrorless camera, and I have the lighting. Like I have all these things. And it's like, I want my quality to be the best ever. And matter of fact, I was on a pre-interview. I was interviewing somebody for my podcast. And I said, we'll record the actual podcast in Riverside. And she goes, how do you love it? And we start talking about it. She goes, can you give me your affiliate link? That easy. That easy. Matter of fact, before I bought Riverside, one of my clients was using it, and I was like, can you please get an affiliate link for this? And then another one of my clients was like, can you get an affiliate link? Because I want to buy it from you too. Again, it's easy money. You're using something. It's just like recommending a restaurant, only you typically don't get a kickback from the restaurant, but you could from software. I've done this for Flowdesk. I've done this for obviously Riverside. I've done this for StreamYard. I've done this from FG Funnels, which is a high level product, right? So there's all these ways that you can create affiliate revenue. And the great thing about that, you know what it is? You just talk about it, and you actually have nothing to do with the delivery. You just provide a link, give it a lot of promotion, people buy it. For example, if somebody is an affiliate from me, all they do is promote it and sell it, and they get the commission, and I am the person who delivers the goods. I deliver the trainings. I deliver the things, right? And so if you ever want more information on that, and you're like, I don't even know what software is to use or blah, 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 I would look into what you offer. I have a friend who was in a mastermind of mine or with me, and she was into health. So she used a lot of supplements, and the supplement companies contacted her, and then she contacted some. And so she recommends those, but also she was already using those. So she believes in them, but she also gets money back for promoting those in her programs. Again, there's so many ways to do this. The other thing you can do is what we call an evergreen funnel, meaning let's say you have a workbook, you have a course that's already recorded, right? And it could even be started as a freebie that goes to a paid offer. So the evergreen funnel is something you send traffic to and people buy. They can buy while you're sleeping. They can buy while you're on vacation. They can buy while you're recording a video. Like it's really hands off, but you're so visible. Why are we not driving more traffic to that, right? You're already visible. Why are we not giving that as an option? And so think about the things that you can create, because it can be very, very simple, right? Again, it can be a workbook. It can be a journal that they download. It can be a planner that they download to their iPad, right? Or you could also go back to this route that we talked about, but it could be a really fast access thing, right? An on-demand Netflix type thing, a program, a training. And the more specific it is, and the more specific you know how to basically solve somebody's pain point or solve their problem with said evergreen offer, you're going to be able to do that. You can also take live programming and turn it into an evergreen thing. So you don't have to work harder. You actually just work smarter when all of this comes together. Okay. The other thing that you can do is you can do in-person events and workshops. So you can do in-person things. Very simple. You rent a location. You make sure you have enough, you charge enough to cover your costs, and you bring people together. This can look like retreats. This can look like events. So like a conference, right? This can be as simple as a workshop. It could be a paid networking event. Again, there's so much value. And as we see AI start to take over, we're going to see the human experience be even more like desired, right? So you're going to see more and more people want that personalized in-person time with you. And so this is a great way to, again, create revenue. And then the other thing is really taking the opportunity that when you have an evergreen funnel, when you have an opportunity to sell an offer, when you have a book, right, that people can opt in and get the book bonuses, have opportunities for them to go to the next thing, have opportunities for them to see what else you have available. Don't just stop at the one thing. It is 68% easier to sell to the people that you already have than to find a new customer or a new client. This goes for both sides, B2B and B2C. So again, where are you not maximizing your revenue? Where are you not maximizing the knowledge that you have that people can digest in many different ways? And there's so many other revenue streams more than this, but this is a great way, especially if you are again, a service provider, a coach, if you have, you sell knowledge, you sell education, things like that. It's going to really serve and support you on so much of a deeper level if you really take the time to invest in some of these revenue models and really implement them so that you can serve and support your audience in a much wider range. Also, create revenue while you're doing other things, and always have a way for people to come into your ecosystem and to be able to come up through your offer suite to join you in closer proximity or in more high ticket offerings.